Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. This morning, it looks like somebody blew up the Kakhovka Dam in southern Ukraine. So if this was intentional, it was not a military tactic, it was an act of terrorism. The question is, who did it? Well, let's see. The Kakhovka Dam was effectively Russian. It was built by the Russian government. It currently sits in Russian-controlled territory. The dam's reservoir...
We can say that he was not involved. He couldn't have been. Zelensky is too decent for terrorism. Now, you see on television that Sri might form a different impression. Sweaty and rat-like. Can he organize this beyond lies 3 years ago? What exactly happened on 9/11? Well, it's still classified. How did Jeffrey Epstein make all that money? How did he die? How about JFK? And so endlessly on. Not only are the media not interested in
Tucker Carlson was talking on Twitter, not in the normal sense. Apparently it was Tucker on Twitter. You see the little logo at the bottom. Apparently he's got a show. And as you saw that counter go, he was talking about random things. Of course, the same types of things, the same rants he likes to go on about how you should question everything that I tell you to question. Everything. And then 10 minutes worth of it though. And you would maybe wonder, so commercial breaks on Twitter? No, it was over at that point. The producer Emily pointed out that 9 minutes of this whole 10 minutes was him ranting into the camera directly. No graphics, no guests, no videos that support anything that he's doing. I guess it's a bare bone operation. Kat Abu over on Twitter summed this up quite perfectly with what went down. She said, it's 6 p.m. 10 minutes long, 0 graphics, no announcement, obviously unfinished studio. And then the quote, Tucker on Twitter. Apparently she says great stuff, no notes. I did notice that set there, and it does seem a little bare bones, or at least incomplete. Who knows, or maybe he wanted that rustic look where he's sitting out in the barn and the breeze just blows in. I guess, because that's exactly what it looked like. The reason that this whole thing went down is because remember back when Fox News fired his ass? And then there was some other reports of how they got their stuff back. Let's look at that headline, because Tucker Carlson's home studio was dismantled by Fox News workers. This source says that, quote, we removed equipment after building a custom studio at our expense. We did not tear down the studio. I guess the semantics, I suppose, but they came in and they got that stuff because this is what the Guardian pointed out. Fox came in last week and got all their stuff out of there, is what the Daily Mail quoted construction manager Patrick Feeney saying. They took the set and everything, all the equipment, the chairs, the desk, the fake walls, everything. And what's left is Twitter on Tucker, or Tucker on Twitter. And it's gonna work out, I suppose, even though Tucker Carlson and them have also said that as long as things are fair and safe around here, we'll be here. If not, we will leave. One more thing that he did say though, before we go into more about the issues he's had with this building, because I looked at the CBS report, and this is part of what he was talking about too, and it's gonna give you some insight as to the type of people he's looking to continue to attract. He said a small group of people control access to all relevant information and the rest of us don't know. Normal Tucker Carlson things. He said we're allowed to yak all we want about racism. I'm gonna say that little phrase again. We're allowed to yak all we want about racism, but go ahead and talk about something that really matters and see what happens. Do you think he's talking to the bunch of folks who were affected by this racism that doesn't matter to Tucker Carlson? You can yak about racism all you want, but then we can go back to things that really matter, like shining red lights on your ball sacks, because that's what he was talking about on his show as well too. Apparently these are the important things that Tucker Carlson talks about, and people were marveling in the numbers of people that watched his seemingly pretty boring show. One more picture though of him unloading some of those axes that I guess appeared in the background of his set, but they took it all down, and this is what he's left with, Sharon. I'm not gonna be able to predict whether or not this will be something that's looking to take off on Twitter. I know Elon Musk is pushing for it to take off, and he even says, I would like to invite other folks. Shows of any background on Twitter, because we know Elon's only doing this, first off, to promote conservatives, but then also hopefully make some money back that he's continuing to lose. Are you gonna watch the next episode?
I won't, because I'm not predisposed to this kind of thing, but you've explained a lot. Now we know why Tucker Carlson's set looks like whatever he could get overnight, Amazon, that delivery between 2 and 6 a.m. Because Fox was brilliant in waiting to the last minute to dismantle what was theirs. But I will point out to you, this crude makeshift, and that was a great fast forward, by the way, because we've heard it before and we don't need to hear more. This crude set and this just nonsense, gibberish, still is approaching 90 million views on Twitter. And that means that people don't much care about the design, the graphics. He probably has same producer who got fired, still with him, writing the gibberish, and he's just delivering the lines. But people still want to consume this, some, and maybe more than we'd like to think.
I wonder what kind of like he needs the budget can't be a problem, or maybe there's no video editing equipment. Maybe they don't want to go that route. Maybe it's the pilot episode and they're gonna add things later when it gets picked up for the full season run.
Come on, really? If that's the pilot, really?
90 million.
Saying, I'll just keep all the money for myself. He got plenty of money from Fox, and this is what we're going with. And watch these. I think this is in my Tucker voice. Watch these fools. They'll still come. They'll still watch me.
Well, probably. I mean, when it comes to divisive folks like this, you get the supporters and also the opponents. So it kind of stacks up your viewership. We'll see if the opponents are still going to be watching this. It's pretty hard to watch.